Hello YouTube, Bane666 here. So by pure chance I came across a truly disturbing article by journalist Sarah Hosseini. Now if you've never heard of Sarah Hosseini, she is a writer and mother. Her work has been published in Huffington Post, Cosmopolitan, Good Housekeeping, Red Book, Exo Jane, Ravishly, Scary Mummy, Your Tango and Bustle, as well as many more. And she writes about millennial motherhood, feminism, of course, and oversharing life with kids, or whatever that is. Although I think we're about to see a bit of that, unfortunately. Now, this particular person, this particular individual, is a very, very good example of the most dangerous type of feminists. So I'm just going to read this article to you without many interruptions, although there will be a few. But for the most part, I'm just going to let the article speak for itself, because it really does a good job of just speaking for itself. Just the title alone, I think, is enough to let you know where this is headed. So this is from June 7 of this year, and it's called Kindergarten Rape Culture, Brock's in Training. Yes, she's written an article about kindergarten rape culture. And on that note, let's get stuck into it.
"I'm gonna marry her. I'm in love with her," said a little boy at my 6-year-old daughter's school. We were standing in line waiting to get the cafeteria lunch. All I could muster up in that moment to that little boy was, "Nope. No, you're not." I was trying to carefully choose my words on that special day. It was the first time I came to eat lunch with my daughter at school. All of the other mommies who don't work, do it regularly, as my daughter told me 100 times. I wanted it to be a good, fun lunch. I didn't want to ruin it. I didn't want to make her uncomfortable. But, as I gauged her reaction, she already was. Not with me. With him. This is rape culture. This is the environment that allowed Brock Turner to grow into the monster rapist he is. Later that afternoon, when my daughter came home from school, I inquired about her friend's name. I was trying to sound nonchalant about my questions. "What's his name? What does he like to play at school?" I didn't want to be invasive. I didn't want to make a big deal out of something that might not be. I didn't want to come off as concerned, even though I was. But, you know kids, they can read right through that shit. Still, I was determined to get her to open up. And I didn't want to make her feel like she did anything wrong. If anything, in all of my years of interviewing people as a journalist, I've learned that if you start with the easy questions off the top, your subjects will quickly build a rapport with you, and spill their guts. It's human nature. And so, she went. My daughter looked at me quizzically and said, "He calls me sexy baby, but I don't even know what that means." By her saying "I don't know what that means" with one eyebrow up, I knew she was baiting me. She knew what it meant. Maybe not the exact definition. But she understood the social cue. She knew it was sexual. She knew it was wrong. She knew it was inappropriate. My daughter was looking to me, for my reaction, to help her navigate through her own feelings about it. She was clearly trying to make sense of it too. Naturally, I fucking exploded. I explained to her that it was completely unacceptable for her classmate to be calling her sexy baby. I told her that if she was feeling uncomfortable, she should tell her teacher when it happens first. Then tell me. My daughter interrupted me. I did tell my teacher. I was blindsided. No one told me. The parent. This is rape culture. After my kid went to bed, I sent a blunt but firm email to both her teacher and the school principal. I explained that it's unacceptable for the boy to be calling my 6-year-old daughter sexy baby. I told them she's uncomfortable. And she obviously didn't like it because she told the teacher about it. I then asked what would be done to prevent this from happening again. I told both the teacher and the principal to call me ASAP. 3 days later I get a call from the principal. He explains to me that he can tell me what was done to handle the situation because of privacy issues, but rest assured it has been handled. This is rape culture. Me, has it been handled sufficiently? How will I be able to judge if I think the situation has been handled, if you won't tell me how exactly it was handled? Principal, if it were the other way around and it was your daughter that had a complaint against her of this nature, we'd call you. That was my explanation. To make matters worse, the principal offered his expert opinion on the matter. I'm sure he didn't mean it. I'm sure he didn't know what he was saying. Kids hear stuff on TV, in songs, and they say it. They don't know what it means. Right. With that, I cut the conversation off. I wasn't about to be mansplained about the influence of media on children. I got that, brah. This is rape culture.
Okay, so I think it's important that we just quickly recap that last bit. So the principal basically said that kids pick up these things from TV shows and songs and society in general, and they just repeat them and they're just parroting, which I think is a fair enough assessment. And she then referred to this as mansplaining because, obviously he's a man and he was talking down to her, and of course this is just nonsense, right? It's rape culture because it's a 6-year-old boy. It couldn't possibly be him repeating something he's heard on TV. Which is strange, because just 2 years ago, she wrote in another article this.
Anyways, apparently it's pretty common for kids at this age to have a crush. They're acting out what they've seen in movies or what they see at home. Playing house, if you will. Dr. Ruth Peters, who is now deceased, was a clinical psychologist and regular guest contributor on NBC's Today Show. Peters said this about first crushes: early socialization promotes crushes, media hype, Disney movies, who gets to have the prince? She went on to say that the first crush is not true or erotic love but another type of playing grown-up similar to pretending to be a teacher, coach or actor.
Well, isn't that interesting? Apparently the principal of the school is a mansplaining misogynist who is promoting rape culture when in fact all he's done is make exactly the same argument that Sarah made just 2 years ago. Now you may be wondering, what was that article that Sarah wrote 2 years ago about? Well, I'm glad you asked. It was an article called "My Preker Has a Crush and I Want to Puke," and it was about her 4-year-old daughter. Now remember, this is 2 years ago, so I think it's a safe assumption that we're talking about the same daughter in both articles, unless, of course, she has twins or something like that. But it's a fairly safe assumption we're talking about exactly the same daughter in this article 2 years ago. And in this article from 2 years ago, her daughter proudly tells her one day that she is in love with a boy from her kindergarten called Henry. And of course Sarah has a bit of a fit over this, but at no point does she accuse her daughter of being part of rape culture or taking advantage of the poor young boy or anything like that. Instead she goes on to explain, as I've just shown, that this is natural behaviour and that kids just copy what they see on TV, and it's not romantic or sexual or anything like that. All it is just kids mimicking adults. This is what she explained just 2 years ago when her daughter said she was in love with someone in her kindergarten. Now let's go back to the kindergarten rape culture article and see what she's got to say next. It's truly astounding. It really is.
A month later, my daughter comes home with a card from the same classmate. In it, he draws 2 stick figures holding hands. There are hearts on the card. He wrote "I love you" in the inside. My daughter bashfully hands the card over to me as we go through her backpack together at night. "What's this?" I ask her. "That boy in my class says he loves me. He called me Mamacita," my daughter says with the same insecure, timid look as before. I explain, "He's not supposed to be saying anything like that to you. Calling you Mamacita is not appropriate. I'm going to have to talk to your teacher again." Mamacita is the perversion of little mama in Spanish when a guy says it to a girl. By calling her mamacita, he's implying she's hot and sexy. With that, I emailed the principal and teacher again and requested a face-to-face meeting. At the meeting, I was fed more of the same bullshit I was fed on the phone. I was told the kid must hear it in lyrics or on TV. This is rape culture. I explained, you do realize I cuss and use profanity for a living, and my kids don't go around school calling everyone bitches, assholes and fuckheads, right? The difference? My kids have learned respect for other human beings. They know what is appropriate to say to another person, and what is not. The clincher was when my daughter's female teacher tried to school me on the matter. She tried to belittle my claims and invalidate my feelings on the incidents. You know, your daughter made a card for him too. I said, you're right. I remember. She made one for his birthday. She makes a card for all of her friends' birthdays. This is rape culture. This boy in kindergarten was giving unwanted attention to my daughter repeatedly. This boy was giving sexual attention to my daughter at 6 years old. He was making her feel uncomfortable at school. The principal was drinking some contaminated cultural Kool-Aid that blames this little boy's behavior on TV and song lyrics. I blame his parents. They are rape culture. Clearly, they haven't taught their son to respect girls, women and human beings. They haven't taught him the right way to speak to a girl. They must be exemplifying and applauding this deplorable and damaging behavior at home. Mr. Principal, after the second offense, why wasn't I brought in for a meeting with the little boy's parents? Why wasn't it even a consideration to have the boy removed from the class and placed elsewhere? Why are you not sending the message to the parents and to the boy, that this type of rhetoric and behavior will not be tolerated? That my daughter and her feelings matter. That her education matters. This is rape culture. And female kindergarten teacher, you bringing up a birthday card that my kid made for her harassing classmate, and comparing it to the I love you red light fucking special card he made for her, you are invalidating my daughter. You are not allowing her to be heard. You are attempting to invalidate me. This is rape culture. Brock Turner, his tone-deaf father and the unforgivable judge have proven what I feared all along. Women are second-class citizens. We will not be heard. The assaults against us will be twisted to exonerate the guilty. Our drinking, promiscuity and walking while being female will be blamed. And while the Stanford rape case has confirmed all of the things I'm afraid of for my daughters, it's also surprised me in a very good way. We are speaking out. Our voices coming together, our stories and our solidarity with the survivor and all survivors, is the most powerful thing we've done. We are being heard. And we're loud. And it's great. I see the outrage and I smile. Maybe, my daughters won't have to endure rape culture for much longer. Maybe the adults around them can learn how to conduct themselves properly. Maybe my girls can grow up in a world where they don't fear walking to their cars at night. Or fear the cable guy coming to the house to fix the internet. Or fear the boy in their class. Maybe instead, the world fears us. And our voices. And shakes at the condemnation we will bring upon anyone that fucks with us again.
So this clearly is the most dangerous and toxic side of feminism. Not only is this adult woman who is paid to write this garbage, not only is she sexualizing a 6-year-old boy and his actions, but also demonizing him. Now, remember, just 2 years ago, when her daughter did a similar thing, she excused it away. It was no big deal. She just must have heard it on TV or from a Disney movie or something. And she was, just copying adults, and the experts say this is nothing to worry about. It's just normal behavior, right? But then 2 years later, a little boy does it, and suddenly those explanations are thrown out the window, and it's rape culture, and he's going to grow up to be Brock Turner. Clearly he's going to be a rapist, and he doesn't respect girls. He doesn't know how to speak to little girls, and all this other bullshit. It's just amazing, and it's incredibly fucking toxic. She actually thinks that this 6-year-old boy is sexualizing her daughter. Obviously, I don't know the children involved, but I think I can say pretty confidently that the vast majority of 6-year-old boys don't know what sex is. I think it's pretty safe to say he's just copying something he's seen on TV or heard in a song or something like that. And I like the way that she says at least a couple of times that people offering a counter-argument is invalidating her feelings. And the teacher was attempting to invalidate her because they disagreed with her. I don't think she's used to people saying that she's wrong somehow. Somehow I don't think she's used to listening to other people's opinions or point of view. Because if someone doesn't agree with her, they're trying to invalidate her feelings. And everyone knows her feelings are the most important thing. I mean, who gives a shit about logic, right? Who gives a shit that just 2 years ago she was using the exact opposite argument and she's now contradicting herself? I mean, we shouldn't worry about that, right? Because her feelings. This is the most toxic side of feminism, where it demonizes all males, including male children. Even a little fucking boy is now being compared to a rapist. It's just incredible.
A 9-year-old boy was suspended from school for sexual harassment, but he doesn't even know what that phrase means.
His mother told us her son got in trouble for telling a friend his teacher was cute. New this hour, Eyewitness News reporter Alan Cavana tried to get answers from the district.
Do you know what sexual harassment is?
No.
But 9-year-old Amanye Lockett learned the meaning of it this week. Today was his second day of suspension from Brookside Elementary in Gastonia. His offense, his mother says, telling another student a teacher is cute.
And when I talked to the principal, he said that was sexual harassment.
Chiquita Lockett got the call from the school's principal on Wednesday that her son was being suspended for 2 days. She says the principal told her a substitute teacher overheard Amanye talking in class.
I was talking to my friend. I said Miss Terry was cute. And that's it. That's all I said.
His mother says the principal did not dispute that account and decided to suspend the 4th grader.
It's not like he went up to the woman and tried to grab her or touch her in a sexual way. So why would he be suspended for 2 days?
I called the school's principal twice today and was told he would give me a call back. When he didn't, we came to the school, but then we're told we'd have to call the district office. So we did.
Gaston County Schools may help you.
A district spokeswoman says she could not go into detail, but says Lockett was suspended for inappropriate behavior after making inappropriate statements. We checked the district's code of conduct. It doesn't list inappropriate behavior, but says disruption of school is punishable by 5 days out of school suspension. This student's mother, though, says the punishment does not fit the crime. In Gastonia, Alan Cavana, Channel 9, Eyewitness News.